Let's do this thing. Alright, hi everyone. Welcome to Thursday night. I am Sean Sunday, and I am your streamer tonight. I am a comic book artist, illustrator, writer. I make stuff for D&D sometimes, and I generally am a big old nerd. So, hello and welcome. Let's have a look and see who's here. Hi, Lulu. Hi, Luna. Hi, the official queen of Sonic YouTube. Hi, your favourite Leah. Hi, Taya. Hi, Not Kaiser. How's everyone's week going so far? I got some mail today. I'm just going to rip it open while we're hanging out and having a chat. Yeah, so far so good. Oh, look at that. Perfect timing. Hello, NVCDM. I got some mail here thanks to you. So some of you may have been here on Friday. I think it was Friday night last week. Might have been Thursday night. When a couple of my wonderful Twitch community members jumped on and filled out my goal for being able to restock my sticker paper and laminate and everything ahead of convention season, so that I've got heaps of time to print, laminate, and cut stickers. Well, it arrived just before dinner tonight. So I just thought I'd open that while we're hanging out and have a look. I'm trying the same brand of laminate, but a different brand of sticker paper to last time. But they're both the same brand. Yeah, it was very quick. I ordered it that night. Like, as soon as I finished stream, I ordered it. So, last time I ordered sticker paper and stuff, I ordered, what is it? Cry-Cut brand printable vinyl. And this brand that I've got here of laminate. So this time I got the same brand of sticker paper as laminate. So they're both Averix premium vinyl sticker paper. I got 60 sheets of that, and I got 100 sheets of the self-adhesive laminate this time. So that means that the two or three pages of sticker paper that I've already printed on and I ran out of laminate last time I did an update are sitting over here. They're ready to be laminated. And then I've got all this new stuff ready to print and laminate and make some rad stickers. So that's going to be awesome. And for anyone who wasn't here last night, I picked these up from Aldi. So if you're an Aussie, go check out Aldi. They've got these rad paint markers available. And I haven't tried them out yet, so I'm just going to grab a piece of paper and we'll have a quick crack with them and see what's what. Just see how the colors look. I'm not going to mess around with table cam just because it's a lot of fiddling for a few seconds worth of testing. Okay, the silver is nice. I'll just quickly doodle with the colors on the card and then I'll show you what the cards. Hi, it's a My Mario. Ooh, actually they're pretty highly pigmented. That's nice. I can't wait to show you. Just one sec. They're nice and thin too, so it only takes a couple of pumps to get the color flowing. That's good. Ooh, whoops. I made a mess with that one. I'll fix that in a second. Cool. All right. Yeah, these are some pretty great colors, honestly. There we go. So for $8 from Aldi, I'm pretty impressed, honestly. So if you're an Aussie, go hit Aldi because they just got them in on the weekend. It's eight each. Different pack is $8, and they've got like 3 or 4 different packs. I just grabbed 2. Yeah, cool. So that was the paints from this pack. And I also got this pack. They're the same brand? Yeah, same brand, but a few different metallic colors. So I'm just going to have a look at the metallic blue and purple from that pack. Wow, 1 pump and it's ready to go. Oh, that's a lovely color. That's going to be a really good Gundam paint. Ooh. Oh, I like that. That's great. Okay. Oh, dang. The paint comes out a little fast, so I'd have to be careful painting the Gundams with it, not to let it run out too fast. But the colors are fantastic. You can't even see it correct under this lighting, but that's still really nice. So yeah, definitely recommend going to get those just to get started if you need some colors of acrylic paint pens right now. There are definitely other brands that I want to try. Same TBH, which, Nick, MVC, I missed when that message came in. Fuck, I knew it. I absolutely knew it. Hi, Ash Fox's ICP. Hi, Kiki. All right, let's get to doing some drawing then. We'll switch over to the main set.
Right, let's do this!
All right. So we've got our live goal set up for TikTok Live, and as usual, there is one available every stream, one physical sketch card available for one viewer on TikTok. You can drop a baby dragon in the chat to claim it, or something of higher value. And there is one available. I will draw the character of your choice on stream, and then I'll post it to you afterwards. And if you haven't been here to see previous streams cards, let me show you. This is my favorite, I think. I think this is the favorite, other than the Gundam ones. I think this RAF one is my favorite sketch card so far. But yeah, I do those sketch cards most streams. We'll possibly finish tonight's stream with a sketch card. And then tomorrow night, I'll be trying to do as many sketch cards as I can on a Friday night. All right, but in the meantime, we're going to get back to work on these 2 sticker designs. So we've got the Robot Capybara. Hi, Bookworm. Hi, Jeffrey's wife. I missed another name there. But hello, welcome to the stream. So we're going to finish shading this Robot Capybara. Hi, Sunny. Hi, Apple. And once we're done with that, we're going to move on to this one. And you can see that the line work is all a bit wiggly on here. And that's because I have two versions. This was the original version I drew. And I wasn't sure if I liked the proportions on this one, that they matched the way I drew this character in the comic. So I messed around with it a little bit more. And I feel like this is closer. So I'm going to do a pencil over of this. I used the warp tool, is it? The liquefy tool, to just change the line work a little bit, change the proportions. And we're going to do a draw over of that to see if I can get it to look a bit more the way that I want. But first things first, we're going to finish shading this Robot Capybara. Hi, Dipper. And of course, as usual, gifts in chat are appreciated but not expected. I'm here to hang out and get to know my community and grow my community and show you all what I'm working on. But if people want to help support the work that I'm doing... Sorry. My partner sent me something really funny. MVC, I'm going to send you a screenshot of what Robin just sent me. And you'll understand why I made that noise. Oh, shoot. Hi, Jonkler. I missed another name there, but hello, everyone. Hi, FYG 2081. Hi, Astro. Oh boy. I hope MVC heard me say that I was going to message them before I sent that, because otherwise that message is probably going to be pretty confusing. Alright, let's do a little color select here. So, for anyone who's not familiar with Clip Studio and how it works and everything, I'll just tell you a little bit about what I'm doing as I do it. Hi, Alyssa. Right now I'm going to do a color gamut selection on this flat colors layer. So under this layer, I've actually got these flats and then the entire shape. So I can do quick color selections of the different separations to make it easy to shade individual areas, which is what we're going to do right now. No response from MVC, so I have a feeling that they're just going to be really surprised by that message later. Hi, Jackson. Hi, Danganronpa Survivor. Hi, Tom Turtle. Hi, Ruby. I'm trying to keep up with names, but if I miss you, please don't be upset. I catch people as quickly as I can. But hello, everyone. Welcome. Please, please, please feel free to ask questions about comics. Actually, I'm just going to jump over into my close-up for a second. So, text 2. Okay, cool.
Right, let's do this!
Nope. That is not the one. Uh-huh. That one. There we go. Hi, Ruben. There we go. Hi, Hiccup chasing Flink Lockwood. There we go. Yeah, feel free to ask questions about comics or talk about whatever comics you're reading this week and whatnot in the chat. I'd love to hear about it. Hi, Just Mel. So, yeah, if for anyone that is reading comics at the moment, what have you read today? What have you read this week? Oh, whoops. No, nope, nope. There we go. That's better. Okay, so select color guide. Oh, hey, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Hi. Thanks for joining us tonight. There we go. That's better. Hi, Tyne989. So has anybody in the chat been watching the new Gundam show, G-Quux? Hi, Trufinator. Hi, Melon Boy. How's it going? All right, tell me your favorite comic book character. Oh, that's a good question. I've got a lot of them, to be honest. But if you're gonna ask me who my favorite Western comic book character is, like cowboy style, it has to be Death from East of West, followed very closely by hang on, I'm having a hard time remembering his name. The main guy from The Sixth Gun. I love that book, and I can't remember his name right now. But there's a new series coming out of The Sixth Gun soon. I'm very excited. Drake Sinclair, that's the one. Yeah, Drake Sinclair and Death from the East of West are probably two of my favorites for the Western genre. But yeah, I've got a lot of different favorites, honestly, and it's hard to pick between them, but I can easily tell you what my favorite characters are from different genres. But if you have a favorite comic at the moment, let me know what that is. And if people want to know more about those two characters in particular, go check out my podcast, No Capes, where I did episodes about both of those books with some really rad people. When I talked about East of West, I was talking with John O'Dina from the Rootless Coffee Company, but was also the drummer for the Swellers. And his brother actually did the theme song for No Capes for season 3 onwards. And I absolutely love the Swellers, so that was a big moment for me. It is. It is. The theme song I had for season 1 and 2 was pretty good. I liked it. It was a bit more of a happy synthwave sound. But as soon as I figured out that Nick was actually pretty affordable, and that I could have the singer and guitarist from one of my favorite bands create the song for my show, I was like, yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's do that. And I'm going to show you all. Hang on, let's see if I can find it. There we go. Okay. I don't know if that is playing the audio right now. Let me know if you on TikTok can hear it. It said the audio was playing, but I don't know if it played for TikTok, if it only played for Twitch. But that's the intro song for my podcast. Asterix and Obelix was the big thing that I read growing up. I used to love those comics. Alright, I will figure out why the audio for that is not playing for TikTok in a minute. But in the meantime, I'll just drop a link in the chat for Twitch and TikTok so people can go check the podcast out. If you want to find out about some really rad comics, that is definitely a place to do it. I don't mean to toot my own horn. I'm going to toot my guest's horn more than anything. Is that I've had some really amazing people that work in the comics industry come on with me, and the whole show is basically just a book club. And we just pick a comic that we both love and talk about why we love it. Always give a spoiler warning a few minutes in before we dive into the spoilers, so people can go and read the comic before they come back. And yeah, there's some really cool things to be learned. One of my earliest guests actually was the co-creator of The Boys, Derek Robertson. And Derek was really great to talk to. We talked about The Rocketeer. It's on hiatus at the moment for recording new episodes. But I do have a bunch of episodes that I recorded just before the hiatus that need to be edited, and they will be released soon. I just have to finish some stuff up before I can jump into that. And thanks for following, Melon Boy. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's always the way with streamer, isn't it? Something's not going to work. Almost everything can, but something isn't going to work. Yeah, definitely do. I had some great guests in those episodes, and they're a couple of years behind schedule, but I still am going to release them because the books that we talked about are amazing and deserve the love, and the guests deserve the attention too. Do you watch Dropout, Melon Boy? Game Changer, Dimension 20, etc.? Hi, Lynx Coleman. But yeah, in the meantime, while people are waiting for me to finish editing those new episodes, there is 3 seasons and the first 3 or 4 episodes of season 4 already out on YouTube. So that's like 45 hours of content. Hi, Bella. Welcome. Nice to see you in the chat. Yeah. It used to be a live stream that I did, but it was hard to keep guests going. And it's a video podcast. So you actually get to see what we're talking about because I show the book as we talk about it. and you can see the guests as we're talking and everything. So I find video podcasts a lot easier to listen to myself. Happy birthday, Bella! Happy birthday! We're coloring stickers for my Kickstarter rewards, Bella. Well, I'm coloring this sticker, and then I've got to finish drawing the other one. So this is in one of the comics from my Kickstarter. They ride these robot capybaras instead of horses, and they use them to pull carriages and stuff. So one of the stickers for the stretch goals is going to be one of these little robot capybara guys. And I genuinely can't wait to do more with these guys in the extended universe of the comic. There we go, just a touch darker shade on these edges. And I was very excited today. I picked up some primer and some liquid top coat gloss so I can keep working on my new Gundam kit later. And while I was at the toy shop picking those up, the owner said that she'd like to stock my comic in store once I've got it. So that was a win today. Oh, nice. I'm not a huge gamer, but I do like games. I don't get a lot of time for video games. At the moment, I'm trying to make my way through Baldur's Gate 3 and Jedi Survivor. Yeah, it is. It was nice to have that little bit of recognition from a local. So that's 2 local stores in my city that I'll have the books in. And then I'll probably have them in a couple of comic book shops in Melbourne as well, which will be nice. They are very good games. Yes. I'm a huge fan. Especially Baldur's Gate 3. I love D&D. So getting to play such an immersive story in this world that I grew up reading the books for before I even played my first game of D&D is really rad. I also have my eyes on Shredder's Revenge, Reader's Rewind, and what was it called? Splintered Fate. The hi Drea, how's it going? Nice to see you again. Splintered Fate, the Ninja Turtles roguelike. I'm really interested in that. It looks cool. I just gotta save up a bit more money so I can get them. They're not quite in the budget right now. And I think there was a new Gundam. I think it was a new one. New Gundam game announced, or maybe a remaster of an old one, where you actually get to play through the storylines of some of the shows. Yeah, that's the one. That's the other one I want. I want Shredder's Revenge, Rita's Rewind, which is the same type of thing but Power Rangers, and then Splintered Fate, which is the Ninja Turtles roguelike, and then the people that have made Shredder's Revenge are making a Marvel Comics one called Cosmic something. Cosmic Shock something. No worries, Bella. Do your thing. Hi, I like lizards. Thanks for following. I'm really good, Drea. I'm busy but good. I'm doing a small business course at the moment, so I'm a bit busy with homework for that. But once that's finished in the next week or two, I'll be able to go full time and focus on my work. Hi, monkey. Oh, yeah, that was from last night. I was doing a writing stream, and I forgot to change it back tonight. Thanks for letting me know. When I do the writing streams, since I don't have as much, like, illustrative stuff going on. Yeah, it is. It's a robot capybara. This is from my comic, Snuffles the Indomitable. Speaking of which... This is Snuffles the Indomitable. And you can get that shirt on my Threadless store. And this is also Snuffles the Indomitable. We'll be working on this one once we finish the capybara. Thank you, Melon Boy. Let me just find a link to my store, and I'll drop it in the chats for everyone. You can get Snuffles and all my other shirts on here. And for people watching on Twitch, you can also get it on my Fourth Wall store. And for Fourth Wall has Twitch integration, so people can gift each other merchandise from my store in Twitch chat, just like you would gift a sub. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, in the world of Snuffles the Indomitable, my comic, they use robot capybaras instead of horses. Thank you. I really enjoyed that one too. That one was a really fun one to draw. No worries. You can find all these links from my website in my bio as well on TikTok. The homepage of my website has everything on the front of it. Yeah, I love the Robot Capybaras. They were so much fun to draw while making this comic. And I can't wait to make the longer story. I think the regular is just like a bit of a... Yes, that one was really fun to draw too. I wrote a whole Dungeons and Dragons supplement based off that concept. There's 5 different types of them, and they all have special powers, and it's a monster supplement for people to put the R-steers into their D&D adventures. The difference between the regular and the extra soft shirts, I think I've only bought the extra softs from Threadless because I just prefer that. But it's just a slightly different blend. So the regular is more of your basic cotton t-shirt sort of blend, but the extra soft is quite a bit softer. Do you play D&D, Melon Boy? Yeah, that's fair. I really enjoy it. I'm gearing up at the moment to run a one-shot for my mother-in-law for her first game ever. My partner and I got her hooked on Dimension 20, and now she wants to play, so we're gearing up to run her first one-shot, and then if she likes it, we're going to do a whole Feywild campaign. Oh, awesome. Do you play 5th edition, Drea? Hi, Trevor Lee 78. Welcome, welcome. Awesome. Well, let me show you some. Where are they hiding? Hang on, I've just got to grab an open one. Thanks, Melon Boy. I've only been streaming on TikTok for a few weeks, so it's been really nice starting to get this new community behind me. I make these. Hi, Kiani Baddie. Welcome. Let me switch. I make these for D&D. This is a 5e player screen. So let me just pop this open so I can show you. Because all my open ones are downstairs. And I own them, so I can open as many as I want. There we go. Well, this is exactly what was made for you then, Drea, because this is made for new players. New players and neurodivergent players. So it's got what you can do on your turn. general information, and then all the conditions in alphabetical order so that players don't forget the rules while they're in play. And a little diagram of all the dice so that you can recognize them in a hurry. And yeah, I made those a few years ago. You can get physical versions from my Etsy store, but I also have a digital print at home version for people that can't afford the shipping from Australia. So I've got it in both A4 and US letter size. So depending on what paper you use. Hey! Thanks for following. Yeah, I really appreciate the double follow. That's awesome. Yeah, so you can get a digital version on my Etsy store and my drive-through RPG. Let me see. There's a link to my Etsy store. So you can get a print-at-home version there. And there's a high contrast version for dyslexic players as well. Thank you. I try my best. I really try to make the game more accessible and open for people. It's really important to me that everyone gets a chance to play, you know? It's the same reason I do automatic subtitles on my streams and stuff like that. They're not perfect, but
Right, let's do this!
they make my streams more accessible to more people. Funnily enough, Melon Boy, Drea, send me, drop me an email, and I can work that out. When I set them up on Etsy, I set them up to all of the most easily accessible countries and the ones that had the most orders to. But if people want to order from other countries, I can work out those shipping costs, and sort that out. So shoot me either shoot me a message on Etsy. I think you can send a message about the product, or shoot me an email at sean@brainbeaststudios.com, and I will sort that out for you. Yeah, Kiani, this is a sticker for my Kickstarter rewards that I'm going to be printing out soon. Melon Boy, thank you. As I was about to say, funnily enough, yes, you can. That Ko-fi link is there where people can... Yeah, go ahead, Kiani. Is where people can support my work. Just one-off if they can't afford to buy products and get them shipped, or they're not looking to spend money on Threadless or anything right now. People can donate to support my work directly via Ko-fi or via my Throne wishlist. Even here on TikTok, you can purchase coins and drop gifts in the chat to support your favorite TikTok streamers during lives. In fact, for anyone that wasn't here at the start of the stream, when I do my TikTok lives, if someone drops... The first person to drop a baby dragon gift in the chat can choose a character that they would like drawn and get me to draw one of these sketch cards live on the stream, and then I'll post it to you after the stream. I put it as a baby dragon as the minimum because that works out to about how much I charge for commission sketch cards at conventions. There's the email, Drea. So if you shoot an email to that one, I will sort that out for you. And if you'd like to check out some of my comic books, you can find those under Brain Beast Studios on Global Comics, Drive Through Comics, and of course, Comics.one. Where I am also an in-house content creator for Comics.one, making videos talking about the comic books that they have on their website and making recommendations for people to check them out. We've just started a brand new TikTok account for Comics.one. Just today, actually. So if you look up Comics.one on TikTok, you can give them a follow and you'll see me from tomorrow on that channel and on their YouTube channel and all their socials, really, because I'm about to schedule up all those videos. Posting videos talking about all the cool comics that they've got on their website. And they, excuse me, they even have an awesome free comics section. All right. Oh no. That's, I think, like the third or fourth time I've had to use that button since the year began, which I forgot to reset it for 2025. So I'd better fix that. It's still got 2024's numbers on there. I'm not sure if that showed up for TikTok actually, but I've got a little button for my Twitch streams. When I hit it, it shows up a wrong layer graphic. Oh, no worries. Have a good flight. No worries, Melon Boy. I'm glad. I try to make these streams, you know, light, fun. People can have a good time. And, you know, hopefully sometimes educational. I like to teach people about how to make comics and, like, what comics are cool. Like, not in the these are the only comics that are cool, but just what are some cool comics to check out. Speaking of cool comics and people that are cool in comics, Anthony Harris Art I just saw pop into the chat there. Hello, Anthony Harris Art. I think it's morning for you, so good morning, buddy. No worries, Melon Boy. I'll see you another time. My name is Sean Kiani. Shaun. S-H-A-U-N. Hmm. All right. I will never stop perceiving you, Anthony. You're too good at what you do. So shut up. But don't actually shut up because I want to talk to you. Good morning. How early is it for you? Oh, that's not as early as I thought it was going to be. Thanks, Kiani. Hi, meet something that I just saw come in the chat. Hello. Well, I'm glad that this time slot at least lets you drop in and say hi in the mornings, Anthony. That is good things. All right. Yeah, I'm really having fun with this one. The cheeks make me happy. They serve no practical purpose. It's pure aesthetics. But all the best robot parts are. Now, Anthony, have you watched G-Quox yet? I feel like I know what the answer's going to be, but I'm going to ask anyway. Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly how they designed it. Woo, that's not what I wanted. Shoop. Nice. Yes, good. I am up to date. I've watched all 3 episodes. And I am in love. It's so much fun. It's such a love letter to the original series. Yeah, no worries. Anyone can jump on and watch. Kiani? This isn't a story spoiler or anything, Anthony, because I'm not sure what part of the episode it happens in. I kind of get you. What is it about the vibe that's throwing you off? I love how I love the colors. I love the way it's animated, the way things move. But I'm a huge Evangelion fan. So for this is the best of both worlds for me. You know, all my Gundam favorite stuff plus those crazy Eva vibes. But I love how much it's singing the praises of the original series with all the homage shots and stuff like this. No worries, Kiani. Well, hello, Kiani's brother. Yeah, I get what you mean, Anthony. Wait for episode 3. I think you're going to like episode 3. Because episode 2 is obviously it's just that flashback to tell the story about what happened in this universe that was that inciting incident that changed the timeline. You know? So it was really, really pushing the original series vibes to show that timeline divergence, which I thought was rad. Whoops. But episode 6 kind of feels in vibe. It kind of feels like a bit of a mix between like the original series and Witch from Mercury, if you were to compare two Gundam shows. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Alright. Let's make this a bit smaller here. Alright. This is coming along. It's almost there. Don't think it'll take me too long to finish this one, which is good because no worries, see you later. Then we're going to get onto this one. Oh, hey, Anthony. While you're in the chat, actually, I want your opinion. Alright, so this was the original way I drew this, right? And I wasn't sure if it felt like you've seen the pages. I've shown you the pages that I was drawing. So I wasn't sure if it felt like it matched the way I was drawing him proportions-wise in the comic. So I fucked around with the liquify tool and found out and roughed this up. So obviously I've got to redraw this over the top. But which set of proportions do you think matches up more with what I was drawing in the comic? Now to wait for the lag to catch up so Anthony hears what I just asked him. See you tomorrow, Keone. I'll be on at about 9 o'clock again. Australian time, that is. Whoopsie. Yeah, the jaw definitely needs tinkering. But because I'd already smushed it so much, I just decided to leave it alone until I decided what I wanted to do with it, and I'll fix that up in the redraw. Because I want to push this in a little bit more, and this in a little bit more, to give him that little bit of a jutting out chin that he had in the comics more. But I didn't want to mess around with the liquefy tool anymore and just fudge up my experiment. Excellent. So that'll probably what we do. Well, actually, I'll probably just work on that over the weekend, honestly. So we might be up to coloring it next week. I know what you mean. Although, like, it's pretty solidly pug pretty much every time you show me it. Oh, there's more that I haven't seen. Okay. Oh. I don't know how I feel about this. That I haven't seen them. Because I love the way you draw Snuffles. Yeah, fair. Oh, I'm assuming yes, because you're in pretty much all the Discords that I'm in. Man, I can't wait to get a new protective film for my drawing tablet. The one I've got at the moment has got big scratches right in the middle, and it shaves down my pen tips so fast. It's really annoying. But it's like $60 for a new one, so I haven't bought it yet. Yeah, no, I'm assuming yes because you're in all the Discords that I'm in. But you've seen the Teddy Valentine and Cable Chanel concept sketches that I was working on the other day for my Qubit School stuff? Yeah, cool. I thought so. I know the proportions are a little off, especially on Cable at the moment. But for someone who's not, until I started doing these sketch cards, hasn't picked up pencil to paper properly in several years. Hi, Sarah. Like, seriously? I was pretty happy with them. The one of the Spud, however. Hi, Rosie. That one I've got to redraw. I'm going to erase it and start again because I fucked up real bad on that one. It is, that's right. I'll show you how I was trying to draw when I drew the one of the Spud, and you'll understand why that one came out so goofy. Alright, so I was in the kitchen waiting for something in the oven for a bit before I put the rest of the food on. And I'm holding this book like this. Trying to draw like that in the kitchen. And so understandably, it didn't come out great. But yeah, I can't wait to get through these few practice exercises at the start of the book and then do the first assignment. I'm really excited to dig into that first assignment, but I'm trying not to let myself give in to temptation and skip to the assignment. I want to do the exercises properly. That's the whole point of having the book. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't get that problem as much with my little tablet, but yeah, trying to hold that book up because it's heavy. Those books are heavy, man. While drawing in it at the same time, that was painful. Also, absolutely no pressure on this. This is just me talking because I was looking at it again the other day. If you ever end up finishing or doing anything more with that little thumbnail doodle you did of Snuffles riding on the back of one of these capybaras, you have to show me because I loved it so much. Even though it was just a teeny tiny thumbnail, there was just so much to it already that I really, really liked, and I want to see more of it. No, really? It was that small? You're not having me on. That's cool. I like that. I'm really jealous because there was so much detail in that for how small it was. Oh. Little disconnection. That's weird. I hate it when that happens. Oh, we're already back. Cool. Good. Good. Yes, please do. Show me the sketches. Oh, dude, that's so rad. Why didn't you show me this before? That's so fucking cool. That's awesome. Hi, Charlie. Yeah, Anthony, can we all see it? You know I show all of these to Robin after stream, right? I make them come in and look at them. Of course I want. Dude, you're incredible. I always want. You're amazing. Look at this little guy. Seriously. I need money. I need to be able to pay you to make a Snuffles comic right now. I'm so sad that I don't have the money to pay you to just draw Snuffles indefinitely. I am genuinely sad about this. Because you draw Snuffles better than I do. Anthony, your sketches should be seen by the world. I still need to get you in the same room as me one day so I can make you draw me a sketch card to go in my binder. I got to pick up a binder and some card sleeves this weekend so I can start collecting sketches next week. For Free Comic Book Day, I know some of my art buddies are going to be in town. So I'm hoping I can convince them to draw me some Snuffles. Well, not convince them, pay them. But, like, that they'll have time. But yeah, eventually I want an Anthony Snuffle sketch in my sketch card folder. I want to get them from all my favorite... Bastard. All my favorite art buddies and all the artists that I admire that I get to see at conventions. I want to get a sketch card from them if I can afford it and put it in my folder. Yep. But hey, you know, I've been back for a few weeks and we're only up to 7 wrong layers for the year. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, but genuinely, Anthony, the second I have money and a script, I am going to be annoying you to let me pay you to draw pictures of my wrinkly little Snuffles guy. And I'm sure some of the viewers watching weren't sure where that sentence was going. Hey, comics are sick. That is the most correct username I have ever seen. So, thank you and welcome. Who's your favorite comic book character? Anthony, that question is directed at you too. All right, this little guy's looking pretty good. Anthony, I cannot tell you how much I want that picture you just sent me of Snuffles on a t-shirt on my body. Okay, let's narrow it down. What's your favorite sci-fi character? Well, I mean, finished, but I can tell you that for a rough, that's way cooler and more detailed and interesting than my roughs. That's for sure. But I would love to see a finished version like that and just on me. I need more Snuffles shirts. I've got to draw so many more Snuffles pictures so I can have a range of Snuffles shirts. Hey, hello, Happy Goat 6. Now, I'm sure I know who that is, but I can't remember whose username that is right now. But hello. Oh, yeah, that's a good choice. The Major. That's awesome. Oof, ignore that chaos. Sorry, I accidentally clicked a button when I was trying to click in a different window. Batwoman is excellent. Which version? Kate Kane Batwoman or original Batwoman? Wasn't it the original one Kate's mum? I can't remember right now. I'd have to look it up again. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. That's my favorite Batwoman too. All right. Hey, Anthony. Yeah, I get that. Hey, Anthony. Are you listening? Can you hear me? Robin says that Snuffles picture is sick as hell. And they're right too. They should say it. I will. I will. But yes, they are in fact correct about that. It is sick as hell. I've got so many. It's really genuinely hard for me to pick a single one, honestly. It's kind of a cop-out answer, but it is genuinely difficult. So I try to pick by genre. I was saying to someone earlier that my favorite cowboy characters are Drake Sinclair from The Sixth Gun and Death from East of West. No, I answered hours ago. Well, an hour ago. Yeah, an hour ago. My favorite sci-fi character. Ooh, that's a good question, honestly. The Major is pretty amazing. Ooh. Favorite superhero is a toss-up between Spider-Man and Daredevil. Equal parts Spider-Man and Daredevil. Not Daredevil, Nightwing. Equal parts Spider-Man and Nightwing. I'm going to wait for the ad break to come back and re-answer that. Come on, 27 seconds to go. Oh, shit. 4 seconds, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. There we go. Okay, we're back from the ads. Yeah, so equal parts Spider-Man and Nightwing, I would say. I would argue that Damian is Nepo Robin. You know? Dick, Tim, and Jason all had to work to learn how to be Robin. But Damian, just because he was Talia and Bruce's kid, just became Robin by default. And had access to all that training, all those tutors and everything for free. He does good with it, but I would argue, especially with that entitlement and the attitude that he's got, that Damian is more Nepo Robin. But at least when it comes to being gifted the money from Alfred that Dick was given, he really puts it to good use. I'm a big She-Hulk fan too, big Squirrel Girl fan. Daredevil would be higher up on that list, but as much as I know it's integral to the character, the way that they're written, that he's written, if Daredevil was less Catholic about it, I would like Daredevil more. I do still really enjoy reading Daredevil, but the parts where he starts getting super religious, really grate on me. And I know it's a core part of the character, but it just gets on me. I mean, if you're talking Teen Titans cartoon, yes. If you're talking comic books, Dick's with Barbara. And I can't remember if they just got engaged. I feel like that they might have just gotten engaged in the comics, but I don't know if I'm misremembering that or not right now. And his sister's the mayor. Oh, you're not too far behind then, Anthony. You're not too far behind. Dick and Babs have been back together for years outside the cartoons. They've even got a puppy now. Starfire was boinking Jason for a while. I think Starfire is single and ready to mingle these days. Yeah, Dick has a sister now. They only found each other in comics time about a year ago. I think Babs is mostly back in the chair again at the moment. The whole thing with Babs being Batgirl again was very much a temporary measure. She only actively Batgirls in massive emergencies at the moment. She is definitely going by Oracle again at the moment. She's a half sister. Let me remember. I think his dad had an affair. Yeah, it was. I think it was his dad. One of the parents had an affair. Was it? I thought it was an affair. You're probably not gonna want to read the current Nightwing run then, because she's not actively Batgirl that much, but she is still in and out of the chair. She's an ambulatory chair user, I believe, at the moment. Yeah, she's definitely Oracle at the moment. She, as far as I can remember in recent issues, she only Batgirls in really, really extreme circumstances, and generally only when Dick is in big trouble and no other backup is available. From what I can remember. Yeah, pretty much. But she's got a bunch of rad new tech for being Oracle now too. She's like got like an whole Oracle 2.0 setup. The current Ivy run is incredible. G. Willow Wilson, fabulous. Art team, fabulous. Lettering by Hassan, impeccable. Some of the cool things that Hassan's been doing with the lettering for that book are just absolutely rad. And that's why I was so stoked when he said yes to working on my book. And he knocked it out of the park. He absolutely killed it on my book. I can't wait for everyone to get it and read it. No worries. See you, Drea. See you next time. I haven't read that one yet. No, Hassan Otsmane Elhal, the letterer. This Hassan. Hi, BTD. Okay. Now, let's see if I can get the highlights done real quick. I'm just going to go straight to white. And then I'll change it to... soft light. Oh yeah, it does. It's really good. Hey, not too much BTD. We're just coloring this sticker design right now. And then tomorrow night we'll be doing sketch cards. If you haven't tuned into any of my previous streams, on Tuesdays, most Wednesdays and Fridays, we do sketch cards. And on Thursday nights, like tonight, I work on just whatever projects I'm working on at the moment. So right now, I'm trying to finish up some sticker designs for my comic book Kickstarter, so I can have them ready when the pages come back from the letterer, so that I can send all of it to the printer at the same time. So just trying to finish those off at the moment. And then once I'm done with those, we'll be moving on to some traditional pencil on paper commissions for the rewards for the Kickstarter. I've got 6 of those and I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, most nights we're here doing sketch cards of characters that I love. And I usually ask chat for some suggestions and then throw up a poll based on those suggestions so that chat can decide what I get to draw. And if chat doesn't have any suggestions, then I'll just drop a couple of names in the chat and throw up a poll. But it's fun times. I like to try to make it so that chat can interact and engage and help influence what I'm doing. And just talk about comics while we draw. Yeah, I've only been streaming for about 3 weeks on TikTok at the moment. So we'll get there. I've got my Twitch chat is going at the same time as well. So I talk to both TikTok and Twitch at the same time. But to influence what I'm doing, people have to watch on TikTok. That's where that stuff happens. I got about 3 or 4 more regulars right now because I just started a new nighttime schedule. So I took a big hiatus from Christmas through till March because I had a big deadline that I had to hit. And I just had to sit down and focus on that. So then I started back with an early morning schedule. And that wasn't working out very well. So I've switched to a nighttime schedule and things have started jumping up real quick, which is great. So we've been back from hiatus for about 3 weeks. Black, White, and Red only had like 3 or 4 issues out of the 15 issues run. Yeah, cool. I'll have to check it out. Thanks for following, BTD. So this is one of the other designs. Yeah, we're gonna get back to this drawing tonight. I probably won't get onto this one tonight. But I'll finish penciling it and ink it so that maybe we can color it next week on Thursday. But ideally I'll be finished with it by then. But yeah, we're gonna try to get this one finished before I finish up for the night. Yeah, this is Snuffles the Indomitable from my comic book. Hang on. This is also Snuffles. So he's a little pug man. And it's kind of like a lone wolf and cub. It's called Snuffles the Indomitable. The first Snuffles story is part of a 2-story flip book that I'm releasing called Double Billing. So one side of it is a horror comedy story called Below the Waist, and the other side is the Snuffles the Indomitable story. And then I'm currently working on the next Snuffles story, which is a prequel. And then after that, I'll be working on the overarching webcomic of Snuffles, which is going to be the ongoing series. And he's like a wandering pug warrior seeking vengeance for the death of his master. And then sort of growing and learning and figuring out what actually happened that night and all that sort of stuff. Too big. I don't yet. Someone did actually suggest that they want to see a picture of Snuffles eating his favorite foods, so I'll probably do a sketch card of that sometime soon. I've got a picture of him drinking the potion that turned him into Snuffles. I finished that last week, the week before. Let me find it. There we go. Yeah, no worries. I'll probably see you tomorrow. Tuesday through Friday, we live on TikTok. Oh, whoops. I didn't do any shadow on this. Oh, well. I'll get onto that shortly. Yeah, tomorrow night will be cards. So as soon as people are in the chat tomorrow night, we'll ask for some suggestions and then start drawing. Since you're
Hello there.
following me, you should be able to get a notification because I said, oh, hey, thanks for following. Yeah, since you're following me on TikTok now, you should be able to get a notification for tomorrow night's live because I set it up as an event. And people can register to be notified when the live starts. Hey, Talera79. I don't know if you can hear me yet, but how did the game go tonight? Good night, BTD. Did it again. Oh well. Shit happens. Whoa! Oh, it's storm now. Cool. Hey, Schwatsky, thanks for the follow. Hi, Axion. Hi, Reed Ziccolo or something. Hi, Darty. Alright, last little bit. And I think I'm gonna go one little bit up here, grab that, go into the yellow a bit more, go into it a bit brighter, and add a bit of green glow from that eye. Okay, I think that's done. Hey, not too much, Axion. We're just finishing up this this Robo Capybara sticker for my Kickstarter rewards for my comic book. And I think that's finished. I think I'm happy with that. And I'm going to wrap up for the night here, but we'll be back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So we'll be back tomorrow night, and tomorrow night we'll be drawing sketch cards. Where'd I put them? Sketch cards like these. Haven't decided who I'll be drawing tomorrow yet, but yeah. And then I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to work on this, which is the main character from my comic book. This one's a bit warped. This was the original, and I decided I wanted to change the proportions a bit more. And so this is where we ended up. But I'm going to switch over to this screen. Because I'm going to get ready to pack up for the night, but I was going to chat to everyone real quick. So, Axion, who's your favorite comic book character, if you have one? right. All right. So, that's done for tonight. I'm just going to wait for my Twitch audience to come back so I can say goodnight to them. So, Exion, what do you like about comics? What would you like to know about comics? I make comics. I review comics. I just like to chat about comics. My webcam is in a really weird position on this. There we go. That's better. There we go. There we go. All right. Come on, Twitch. Just a few more seconds. Oh, yeah. No, that's cool. Well, luckily for you, let me drop it in the chat for you. I make short videos here on TikTok talking about comics that I think are cool. Well, you just have to wait for me for tomorrow then, Happy Goat. Yeah, I know what you mean, Axion. Well, yeah, if you want to find out about some rad comics, have a flick through my previous videos. I've got more comics recommendations that I've recorded that are coming out in the next few days. But that's one of the main things that I do here on TikTok is I talk about resources for comic book creators to make comics and about rad comics that I think people should read. But also, I have a podcast, which is right there. It has a channel here on TikTok, but that channel is pretty inactive at the moment because the show is on hiatus. But there are 3 and a bit seasons of show where I sit down with other people that make comics and we talk about comics that we love. Some of my guests include Josh Rubin from Dropout, Derek Robertson, who's the co-creator of The Boys. Who else? We got Laura Helsby, and a bunch of other creators that I really, really love. We pick a book that we love and we talk about why we love it. So if you want to hear about some rad comics, definitely check those out. There are so many good books across all genres that I love to gush about. And I got really lucky that some of my favorite people in the industry said yes to come to chat with me. In answer to your question, Happy Goat, both. I don't really care about the Marvel versus DC rivalry myself. They both do different things really well. And I love certain characters from both sets of comics. If we're talking about like movie stuff and whatnot, I feel like DC's TV was stronger than their movies. But also I feel like about Marvel as well. But I do feel like the Marvel movies were better than the DC movies. But the DC animated shows are better than Marvel's animated shows. But Marvel really nailed TV. I'm just a connoisseur of fine comics. I love pretty much all publishers unless they're Comicsgate aligned. You know? Yeah, Marvel does some things better than DC, and DC does some things better than Marvel. Watch this space, Exion. I believe there's there's a series of new one-shot comics set in the Amalgam universe, which was the crossover universe for Marvel and DC. Oh, don't get me wrong, Happy Goat. The DC movie sucked as well. Honestly, I haven't had the chance to watch Blue Beetle yet, but it looks really good. But up until Blue Beetle, pretty much all the DC movies just were buds. But the Marvel movies haven't been anything to sneeze about either. But the Marvel TV has been fabulous, and DC TV has been pretty good, but much better than their movies. Oh, see, no, see, I thought I misunderstood. I mean, you think you like wiped the DC movies. I thought you meant like wipe, like as in wipe butts. Yeah, it's on my list. I just haven't gotten around to it. Um, but I'm really hoping that with Superman, the DC movies start to pick up. But after watching Creature Commandos, I or only the first couple episodes of Creature Commandos, I don't have a lot of faith in it. I'm not a huge James Gunn fan, but it does seem like he understands Superman at least. Birds of Prey was pretty good. Suicide Squad I didn't bother with because James Gunn again. I'm just not a huge James Gunn fan. I don't like the kind of comedy that he was putting into the Suicide Squad stuff. Um, I hate Jared Leto. So I didn't bother with Suicide Squad or the rest of Creature Commandos. But yeah, but Birds of Prey was pretty good, and Blue Beetle looks excellent. But I am uncertain about DC's movie future with James Gunn at the helm, just because I just don't really like how much of his edgy comedy he's starting to bring back into it. There were things about Commandos I liked in the first couple of episodes, but there was a lot of stuff that was just gross frat boy humor and some really gross elements with Lady Frankenstein and etc. That really did not need to be a part of it, honestly. So I stopped watching after episode 2. And from everything I've heard, I didn't bother with Peacemaker for the same reason. I did not like everything I saw from the trailers of Suicide Squad 2 and just the type of humor that James Gunn was putting into it. Too mean-spirited, too sex-oriented in a gross way. Like, I like a good dick joke as much as the next man, but I just didn't like a lot of the... It's reminding me a lot of James Gunn's edgelord stuff from his early days, and I'm really iffy about that. And I'm with you there, Anthony. I'm not going to go see the new Tron just because Jared Leto's in it, unfortunately. Because I do not like him. But I am really looking forward to Superman. I'm really, really, really looking forward to Superman. It looks really good. And, we'll see how it goes. I am really looking forward to Daredevil Season 2. I'm very excited for that, especially after seeing the set photos of his costume for Season 2. Super eager for that. And disappointed that I have to wait as long as I have to wait. But in the meantime, I've got G-Quox to keep me going until Daredevil. Yeah, I definitely liked Birds. Birds of Prey was fun. But yeah, the only DC stuff that's currently on my watch list is Blue Beetle and Superman. Oh, well, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing the Lanterns show too, actually. It looks interesting. I'm keen to see where they go with that. But what time is it? It is 11 o'clock. So that means it is time for me to tank off for tonight, get ready for bed, and I've got homework to do tomorrow, and go check out the comics.one new TikTok account that we just set up today, because I'm going to be filling it with videos from tomorrow. I've been doing some work for them, making short form videos, but we decided we're going to launch a fresh, shiny new account, which we've set up today. I'm going to be setting up all the profile photos and everything tomorrow. And scheduling up all my videos. That's fair. That's fair. We can cover that again tomorrow if you're here. But yeah, I will be back at 9 p.m. tomorrow night, Australian Eastern Standard Time. In the meantime, go see my videos on the TikTok channel and comment on them so I can answer your questions about comics with new videos. And so it helps me grow. And don't you forget to give me a follow if you're not already following me. But I'll see you all tomorrow night. Bye for now.